The days ahead carry a weight unseen, a silent urgency that tests the very essence of who you are. The universe is shifting, and subtle forces are aligning in ways most will overlook. Each moment now is a crossroads. Choices that may seem small can ripple through your life with surprising power, shaping your path in ways you cannot yet see. For those who walk with awareness, this period offers rare opportunities to strengthen the mind, refine the spirit, and awaken a deeper understanding of personal mastery. In this video, you will uncover ancient Shaolin wisdom rarely spoken aloud, truths about discipline and energy that even many seekers overlook, and practical practices to remain steady when the world feels uncertain. You will learn how to read the subtle signs of change, align your body and mind with the flow of life, and protect your inner power during critical moments. These coming days are not simply a passage of time, they are a mirror. How you respond now will echo in every choice you make, every interaction, and every path you follow. Even the smallest shift in your awareness can create outcomes that seem almost magical if you approach them with clarity and intention. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire, where ancient discipline meets modern life. Here, we explore the teachings of the Shaolin masters, uncover hidden truths, and guide you toward mastery of self, mind, and spirit. Stay with us through this video, because by the end, you will understand not only how to remain ready, but why readiness now holds the key to your personal evolution. Subscribe to join a growing community committed to walking this path of awareness, strength, and quiet power. Before any movement of the body, the mind must first find its stillness. The Shaolin masters often say, the mind is the battlefield. Wars are not only fought with fists or weapons, they are fought within, in the quiet corridors of thought and emotion. Every distraction, every uncontrolled impulse is an unseen opponent waiting to take control. To master anything outside, one must first observe and master the terrain within. Consider the mind as a river. Left unchecked, it rushes violently, carrying debris, anger, and confusion with it. Reacting to every ripple leads to chaos. Yet when observed, each thought can be seen clearly without attachment or fear. This is the first step of mastery. To watch the mind, to see patterns emerge without being swept away by them. When a harsh word, a sudden fear, or a rising impatience appears, do not immediately act. Pause. Breathe. Let the wave pass without surrendering to it. In the Shaolin tradition, this is practiced in countless small ways. Even a single moment of deliberate stillness can train the mind to recognize its own tendencies. Begin simply. When irritation arises, pause before responding. Feel the tension in the body, notice the racing thought, and allow a quiet space to form between stimulus and action. In that space, clarity emerges. Decisions are no longer reactions, they are conscious, deliberate, and precise. Over time, this practice transforms ordinary moments into lessons in awareness. A mind that watches itself does not become a slave to circumstance. It becomes a guide, a quiet force that shapes actions rather than being shaped by them. Mastery of the mind lays the foundation for mastery of life. For every step taken with a clear mind carries the power of intention, precision, and wisdom. Discipline is a quiet current, invisible yet relentless, shaping strength that cannot be seen but is deeply felt. In the Shaolin tradition, true power is not born from sudden bursts of effort, but from the patient repetition of small, deliberate actions. Every stance held, every movement repeated, every early morning rise contributes to a foundation that withstands the storms of life. It is in these hidden practices that inner mastery quietly takes root. Consider a young monk rising before dawn, performing the same forms over and over, muscles trembling, yet returning again and again. To the outside world, it may seem ordinary, even mundane. Yet each repetition trains not just the body, but the mind. Patience sharpens focus, commitment cultivates resilience, and the discipline to continue despite discomfort strengthens character in ways that cannot be rushed. Discipline is the art of honoring the invisible. It is keeping a ritual when no one watches, practicing integrity when no reward is offered, and sustaining effort when the results are not immediate. These acts, though silent, build a strength that shows itself in moments of challenge. A disciplined mind and body respond to chaos with calm. A disciplined spirit carries clarity and purpose when distractions arise. Even the smallest consistent action compounds into profound power. A single daily habit, repeated without fail, can shape the trajectory of a life. The Shaolin masters teach that mastery is not achieved in grand gestures but in devotion to the process. Each repetition is a thread woven into the fabric of strength, patience, and wisdom. Over time, the invisible discipline becomes the source of unshakable inner power, a force that no external circumstance can diminish, and a guide that carries one steadily through the uncertainties of life. Energy moves where attention flows. In the ancient Shaolin teachings, this life force is called qi, the subtle current that animates body, mind, and spirit. It is neither visible nor loud, yet it is the foundation of vitality and inner power. Those who understand qi learn that every thought, every focus, and every intention shapes its movement. When scattered, energy leaks away, leaving the body tired, the mind restless, and the spirit unsteady. When directed with care, energy becomes a steady flame, illuminating clarity, strength, and resilience. Consider a warrior before a challenge. The secret is not in the strength of muscle alone, but in the flow of qi, harnessed with calm focus. Attention is the rudder that guides this current. Each deliberate breath, each moment of mindful awareness, channels energy toward purpose. A chaotic mind scatters qi. A disciplined mind concentrates it. Even the smallest shift in focus can redirect life force, transforming weakness into readiness, distraction into insight. Simple practices can cultivate this awareness. Begin with conscious breathing, slow, deep, intentional inhalations, followed by gentle exhalations. Feel energy circulating through the body, from the feet to the crown of the head, filling every limb, every thought, every silent corner of the mind. In moments of tension or uncertainty, this awareness becomes a shield and a source of guidance. Observe where energy lingers, where it feels blocked, and allow breath and focus to restore its natural flow. Energy awareness is more than technique. It is a way of living. Every decision, every thought, every small act either nourishes or dissipates qi. By learning to protect and direct this vital force, one moves through life with greater precision, stability, and resilience. In the stillness of conscious attention, the invisible current becomes tangible, a source of calm strength that guides action, sharpens perception, and sustains the spirit when challenges arrive. Stillness often comes not in the absence of motion, but in the midst of life's rushing currents. The Shaolin masters teach that the greatest clarity arises when the mind pauses, even as the world accelerates. It is a paradox. In moments filled with tasks, responsibilities, and pressure, stopping becomes the most powerful action. Without stillness, the mind is like water churned by a storm, clouded, reactive, and prone to error. Meditation is one doorway to this calm. Even a few deliberate breaths, a few seconds of inward focus can separate thought from impulse. Mindful pauses allow awareness to surface, helping one distinguish between what is urgent and what is essential. These pauses are not a retreat from action but preparation for it. They sharpen perception, align intention, and reveal patterns that the hurried mind might overlook. In practical terms, clarity of mind prevents missteps that arise from hasty reactions. A sudden anger, a snap judgment, or a rushed decision can ripple into consequences that are hard to reverse. By practicing stillness, one cultivates the ability to observe before responding, to listen before speaking, and to act with precision rather than compulsion. Even a single moment of reflection can transform a chaotic choice into a wise one. Stillness is a discipline, a form of inner vigilance. It teaches patience, strengthens self-awareness, and illuminates the path forward. In the eye of this quiet, the noise of distraction fades and the mind's natural intelligence emerges. When decisions are made from such clarity, life moves with balance and action flows effortlessly from insight rather than impulse. In the busiest of days, stillness becomes the anchor, the silent guide that ensures every step is steady, deliberate, and aligned with deeper purpose. Emotions rise like waves, powerful and unpredictable, yet they are not meant to dictate every action. The Shaolin masters compare the mind to water. It encounters obstacles, flows around them, but does not clash violently. Anger, fear, or frustration may appear suddenly, but true mastery lies in observing these currents without being swept away. To let emotions control action is to fight a battle on their terms. To watch them, to understand their movement, is to regain command of the mind and spirit. Begin by noticing emotions as they surface. Label them silently: anger, sadness, impatience. See how they stir the body: tension in the shoulders, a tightness in the chest, a quickening of the breath. This simple observation transforms chaos into awareness. When emotions are acknowledged rather than resisted or ignored, their energy becomes a guide rather than a threat. Journaling is a practice that mirrors this internal observation. By writing without judgment, the mind releases what might otherwise accumulate as unrest. Reflection allows patterns to emerge. Repeated triggers, hidden fears, and subtle desires become visible. Through this act, one creates space between feeling and response, turning reactive impulses into conscious choices. The Shaolin path teaches patience with oneself. Emotional mastery does not mean suppression, nor does it demand instant control. It is a gradual cultivation, a gentle learning to flow with life's challenges as water flows around stones in a river. In this flow, energy is preserved, clarity is maintained, and decisions are guided by reason and insight rather than fleeting moods. Over time, practicing this awareness strengthens resilience. Difficult emotions lose their power to destabilize, and the mind remains steady even in turbulence. The ability to move with the currents rather than against them becomes a silent strength, a quiet armor that carries one safely through the unpredictable landscape of human experience. Patience is not passive, it is a form of silent power. In the Shaolin way, mastery is measured not only by skill but by the wisdom to know when to move. Timing is everything. Action without readiness can scatter energy, squander opportunity, and invite unnecessary struggle. True readiness is cultivated through observation, reflection, and a calm awareness of the moment. Consider the archer waiting for the wind to settle before releasing the arrow. A hurried shot may miss entirely, while the patient, deliberate release finds its mark with precision. Life often presents similar choices. Opportunities appear, challenges arise, yet the outcome depends on the discernment to act at the right moment. Rushing leads to mistakes, wasted effort, and regret. Waiting with conscious awareness allows insight to deepen and circumstances to align. Mindfulness is the practice that sharpens this perception. By observing the unfolding of events, noting subtle shifts, and listening to intuition, one learns to sense the currents of life. Each pause is not indecision, it is preparation. Each moment of restraint gathers strength and clarity. Patience does not delay action for its own sake, it ensures that when movement comes, it is effective, purposeful, and in harmony with greater forces. The Shaolin masters teach that a mind trained in strategic patience sees patterns others miss. It recognizes when to advance and when to remain still. It conserves energy, nurtures focus, and avoids unnecessary conflict. In this disciplined waiting, the inner self grows resilient and wise. Life's most significant breakthroughs often arrive not in haste, but in the careful alignment of readiness with timing. By practicing patience as an active discipline, one transforms waiting into a quiet art, turning moments of stillness into stepping stones toward mastery and lasting success. True strength is not measured by muscle or skill alone. It is anchored in integrity. In the Shaolin tradition, a body trained to perfection is vulnerable if the spirit is misaligned. Discipline without moral clarity leaves one exposed, like a fortress without a foundation. Inner mastery is inseparable from honesty, courage, and alignment with one's deepest values. Consider the monk who trains tirelessly yet deceives himself or others. His movements may be precise, his endurance impressive, but when tested by life's unpredictable forces, his foundation falters. Integrity acts as armor, silent, invisible, yet impenetrable. It protects against the chaos that arises from both within and without, guiding choices even when circumstances provoke fear, desire, or impatience. Every action carries energy. Every decision leaves an imprint on the mind and spirit. Aligning actions with values is not always easy. It may require restraint when anger rises, honesty when deception seems simpler, or humility when pride tempts. Yet each choice made in alignment strengthens the inner self, reinforcing stability that cannot be shaken by external pressures. Shaolin Insight teaches that ethical clarity amplifies discipline. A disciplined body without aligned spirit is like a sword without a hand. It can exist, but it cannot defend. When actions reflect truth, the mind becomes steady, the heart remains calm, and the spirit resilient. Integrity transforms challenge into opportunity, tests into lessons, and pressure into refinement. Even in the quiet moments, when no one observes, integrity is being forged. Each choice consistent with one's values compounds into unshakable armor. By living in alignment, one moves through life with confidence, clarity, and grace, turning moral discipline into a source of invisible strength that guides every step, shields from chaos, and illuminates the path of mastery. Life often presents challenges in ways that are quiet, subtle, and easily overlooked. The most critical days do not always arrive with alarms or obvious signs. In the Shaolin perspective, tests are woven into the fabric of everyday moments, disguised as small inconveniences, unexpected remarks, or shifts in the environment. Those who walk with awareness perceive these undercurrents and navigate them with calm clarity. Consider a river flowing around hidden stones. To the unobservant, the current seems smooth, yet beneath the surface, obstacles wait. Awareness allows one to sense patterns, detect subtle changes, and respond before disruption occurs. Relationships may reveal hidden tensions, circumstances may carry unforeseen complications, and the body may signal fatigue or imbalance. Attuning to these subtle indicators trains the mind to act from insight rather than reaction, turning potential pitfalls into opportunities for growth and mastery. Observation requires quiet attention. Notice the repeated patterns, the small misalignments, the irregularities in what might otherwise feel familiar. Reflect on how energy moves in your surroundings and in interactions with others. These signals, though faint, are messages guiding preparation and caution. Preparedness does not mean fear or paranoia. It is a disciplined awareness, a readiness to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. The Shaolin masters teach that hidden challenges are not punishments but mirrors of inner state. If the mind is scattered, even small disruptions can feel overwhelming. If the mind is steady, subtle tests pass without destabilizing the spirit. Awareness transforms these moments into lessons in patience, perception, and resilience. By cultivating this subtle vigilance, one moves through critical days with measured steps, seeing obstacles as teachers and remaining anchored in discipline, clarity, and calm. True mastery arises not from strength of body alone, nor clarity of mind in isolation, nor control of emotion by itself. The Shaolin path teaches that readiness comes from harmony, a seamless integration of body, mind, and spirit. Each aspect supports the other, creating a resilience that is steady, enduring, and deeply rooted. Consider the disciplined monk performing rigorous training. The body moves with precision, yet without a calm mind, every action loses focus. The mind, sharp and alert, remains vulnerable if the spirit is unsettled. Emotional turbulence can unravel even the most practiced techniques. Only when body, mind, and spirit align does action become effortless, decisive, and powerful. This integration is the essence of true readiness, a strength that cannot be taken by surprise or circumstance. Mindfulness cultivates presence. Discipline refines capacity. Emotional mastery ensures balance. Alone, each is valuable. Together, they form a compound power far greater than the sum of its parts. A single mindful breath strengthens perception. A disciplined routine nurtures resilience. Honest reflection tempers reactivity. Repeated daily, these small practices layer upon each other, shaping a quiet but formidable inner force. The subtlety of this power is its beauty. It is invisible to the eye yet tangible in effect. Life's challenges test this integration constantly, demanding focus, patience, and clarity. The individual who has nurtured harmony moves through trials with ease, responding rather than reacting, adapting rather than resisting, and flowing rather than forcing. In this balance, even ordinary moments become a practice of mastery. Every choice, every action, every pause contributes to the ongoing weaving of strength, wisdom, and serenity. Over time, this integrated way of being creates an inner power that is unshakable, a calm center from which life is met with clarity, purpose, and quiet confidence. The days ahead are pivotal, carrying subtle tests and powerful opportunities that will shape the path of your life. True preparedness does not come from haste or force, but from a steady cultivation of awareness, disciplined action, emotional mastery, and unwavering integrity. Each small practice, each mindful choice strengthens your foundation and equips you to navigate challenges with clarity and grace. Remember, the power to move through these critical moments lies within you. By observing your thoughts, acting with intention, and honoring your values, you create a calm center from which every decision flows naturally and every challenge becomes a lesson. The mastery of body, mind, and spirit is not an abstract ideal. It is cultivated through daily habits, reflection, and conscious effort. Stay centered in the face of uncertainty. Act consciously in every moment. Protect and honor your personal power, allowing it to guide your steps with clarity and purpose. Even the smallest choices made with awareness ripple outward, shaping not only your path but the quality of your life. If this teaching resonates and you wish to continue walking the path of inner strength and self-mastery, join us here at Shaolin Soulfire. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and embrace the journey of quiet power, resilience, and profound awareness. Let each day be an opportunity to grow, to reflect, and to move through life with calm confidence.